I was searching the net and a girlfriend of mine sent me the link to this video, and it was being discussed on a transgender forum that I'm a part of. And when I saw the video, I was appalled. However, I was not surprised to know that a police officer would abuse a trans woman. Here in Chicago, there was a time when we used to have an area called Boys Town, and we had certain blocks that were for, well, it wasn't for, but the girls would hang out and we would socialize, and the police would drive by and the police would harass us and just make it actually unbearable at times. We didn't have anywhere else to go. I mean, gay clubs are okay, but gay clubs just, don't do it. So we just want to hang out with our girlfriends and talk and laugh or whatever. And that in a neighborhood that is supposed to be a safe space for gay, lesbian, and transgender people. It got to the point where the police would make false arrests, and they would pick you up and they would take you to jail for a quote-unquote solicitation charge, because there really wasn't a crime that they could charge you with for just being there hanging around. And that, so they would take us to jail, put us in jail for the night, and then they would make up false statements on police reports saying that we were soliciting rides, and they would put fake descriptions of cars, etc., etc. And me myself was in a club with my girlfriends one time, and we met a friend of ours that we knew for a while, and he was at the club, and we were all leaving together to go to another club. So our male friend went and he got his car out of the parking lot, and we were standing in front of the doors of the club, and he pulled up to the door, and when we got into the car, a police car out of nowhere just zoomed up on the sidewalk and pulled myself and my girlfriend out of the car, and proceeded to put handcuffs on us. And the guy was like, what's going on here? Why are you putting these women in handcuffs? Why are you taking these young ladies? They haven't done anything wrong. And they told him to shut his faggot ass up and get out of there, or they were going to take him to jail too. So we get to the lockup, and there are maybe 15 or 20 other transsexuals that were also waiting to be processed. And my girlfriend didn't speak English, and she was a little confused. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to explain to her what was going on, and a police officer heard myself and my girlfriend speaking in Spanish, and he picked up a chair and he threw it at me, and it busted my lip open. And this was in a, like with the young lady, a very populated area of the police station. And I had all my girlfriends and the other girls that were there, and everybody was just stunned, and I was in shock, and my lip was bleeding. They just snatched me up out of the group, and they opened the back door and they pushed me out the door. And like, that was that. And at the time I just didn't say anything, more out of fear that first of all, because they lie in court, and the judge believes them, that if I had said something, then it would have just been worse, or it would have been bad on me for speaking out, as far as how they dealt with the rest of the girls who were hanging out in that. But police brutality in the within the trans community in Chicago it's very prevalent. It exists. And to me, the sad part is, if this is the gay area or the safe area for girls like us, shouldn't we be able to be out there, and instead of fearing criminals thugs, gangbangers, we didn't fear them. We feared the police. And I think that's so ironic that these people that are supposed to serve and protect are the people that use their badge and a gun as a way to abuse people. In Chicago also, they make false arrests and they lie on documentation, and they take the lies so far as to we would contest one time, because usually we would get arrested and we would go to jail for the night, and then you go to court for a solicitation charge. And at first the judge was just throwing them out, but then the judge started to get to the point where he was tired of seeing us, and we were trying to explain. I mean, my state ID listed my address as the same block in which I was arrested, and the judge wasn't hearing it because the police were lying. So it came to the point where when they started to say, well, these charges are not going to be thrown out or dropped, and they asked if we would like to contest. The very first time that I contested, I got another court date, and the case went to trial, and the police officer had lied so severely on the stand that they upgraded my charge from solicitation to prostitution. So now I have a prostitution charge, and I would have to say well over 20 false solicitation charges on my criminal record, all lies by the Chicago Police Department. And no one has ever done anything about it. And I'm very glad that this young lady is speaking out and pressing charges and getting her story out there so people will know that this exists not just in Memphis, Tennessee, but in cities big and supposed to be as accepting of alternative lifestyles as Chicago is. I'm very glad the young lady spoke up. I feel her pain. I've been in her situation, and I'm glad that this is being exposed. It's not going to make what happened to her any better, since it will, because she's getting her story out there and she's getting help for a problem that has been going on for quite some time. And I applaud her, and I sincerely hope the state of Memphis does do the right thing and get these kind of police officers off the streets and take away that gun and take away that badge, which is going to strip them of that right that they feel in their head that they have because they have a gun and a badge, that they can do whatever they want to whoever they want. This is how I feel, and yes, I'm Raina Valentino, and I am from Chicago. So thank you, and everyone have a great day and have a blessed day.